सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमामस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु महात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ओम शलपुरुष महादेव की जय, देवाधिदेव विश्व महादेव की जय, श्री नारायण भगवान की जय, हिंदू धर्म सम्राट परमहंस श्री माधवानंद सतगुरुदेव भगवान की जय, विश्व गुरु महामंडलेश्वर परमहंस श्री महेश्वरानंद योगिराज की जय। Hariom everyone, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning from whichever part you are watching this video from. May Shri Guruji Siddhapit Parampara's blessings always shower on you. May His Holiness Vishwa Guru Mahamandeshwar Maheshwaran Guruji's blessings always be on you. So today I would like to talk about one great king and his knowledge. Many thousands of years back, you might have heard of him. There was one great self-enlightened, self-knowing king, and his name was King Janaka. So at that time, the king used to rule, and there used to be like monarchy. So one day, King Janaka was sitting in his palace, in his hall, and there were all his people, the ministers, everyone came and were giving him his weekly report. And the king was sitting on his throne peacefully and listening to all the reports. And the king somehow, he was very tired, so he dozed off. While sitting on the throne, while listening to all the reports, he fell asleep. And while he was asleep, he was maybe asleep for a few minutes only. But in that sleep, he had a dream. And in the dream, he saw that his whole city, his whole kingdom was flooded. And that everything, there was loss of grain, there was loss of cattle, there was loss of everything. Everyone was sad, the whole kingdom was flooded, and there was shortage of grains and shortage of everything. And when he was walking there, he became a poor person in his dream, obviously. And then he started asking people for some bread, for some food. And then he reached one house, and that person gave him a piece of bread. Or in India we have roti, chapatis. So that person gave him a chapati. But the Indian culture says, for a household person, a man, he is supposed to share his food with whomever is next to him. So he just got one chapati, not even dry chapati. So what he did, he hid that chapati under his robes, and then he went somewhere where there wouldn't be many people. He went to some place where he would be alone. And in that place, he took out his chapati, and he was about to take his first bite, and an eagle came flying in and snatched that chapati out of his hands and went away. Then that really made Janaka very angry, because he was so hungry, he was starving, and the only chapati which he got, the only chapati which he was about to take the first bite out of, an eagle came and snatched it out of his hands. So then he shouted, "Ah!" And then he suddenly woke up out of his dream, and he saw that he's sitting in the courtroom in his palace, and there are ministers in front of him, and he's sitting on his throne, and he's still a king. So he was then so confused. He was saying, is that real, what I saw in the dream? Or is this real, what I'm seeing right now? And he went into this confusion, and then he asked all his scholars, all the great personalities in his kingdom. And he was asking everyone, is that true or is this true? Is that real or is this real? And he wasn't satisfied by anyone's or any of those scholars' answers. So one of his ministers came and whispered in his ears, "Maharaj, O king, there is one great saint, his name is Ashtavakra. Please call him and he will solve all your doubts. He has the answers to everything. He is the greatest, most knowledgeable, self-realized person. So King Janaka then invited Ashtavakra to come to his courtroom with all honors, with full respect. Sage Ashtavakra was invited to the palace. And when he was invited to the palace, all the people, all the scholars, so many ministers, everyone were looking at him. And all was like, he will tell King Janaka the answer. He doesn't even look, he's not even dressed properly. How will he tell Janaka what's right and what's wrong? What is the reality? Because Ashtavakra bones were bent in 8 different places. Ashta in Sanskrit means 8, and Vakra means knots. So his body had 8 knots in his body, which made his body very deformative. And the conversation, but Janaka saw through him and saw the glow and the light on Ashtavakra's face. And he knew the reality, how knowledgeable, how great of a king, of a sadhu he is. Nowadays we all, first impression is last impression, as they say. But we all nowadays judge the book by its cover. We just look at someone through our eyes and judge that person, not knowing how he really is from within. But Janaka, as he was a great self-realized person, he saw within and he saw the divine light which he had inside of him. So the conversation between Janaka and Ashtavakra was one of the most unique and one of the greatest conversations between anyone on this planet that has ever happened. And that conversation was called Ashtavakra Gita. Gita means songs, Ashtavakra songs, the conversation between Ashtavakra and Janaka. Like Srimad Bhagvada Gita was narrated by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. In the same way, this was the Gita narrated by Ashtavakra to King Janaka. Ashtavakra Gita is only for those people who have made some effort in their life, some effort to move ahead in their spiritual path. Ashtavakra Gita is not for those who are just sitting and doing nothing and do not do any efforts. To be eligible to start reading Ashtavakra Gita, you need 3 things in your life. First thing, you should be satisfied with what you have and you should be satisfied with your body. For example, we eat our lunch, we eat our dinner, we eat our food on a daily basis. It's good to eat our food, it's necessary for our body, for our living being to eat to survive. But as soon as we see gulab jamun, ice cream, something nice coming in front of us, immediately we want more. So we should be satisfied with what we have, and we should be satisfied with that much, and we should take as much as what is needed for our body. The second one, the words what we say. Sometimes when we all are human beings, we all get angry at certain things in our day-to-day life. But we should always be careful with what we are saying in our lives, with what words are coming out of our mouth. Sometimes, not knowingly, our anger makes us say some bad words which can be like an arrow to someone else. So if you want to start reading or getting the knowledge of the Ashtavakra Gita, you should have control on your mouth. We all know that our tongue doesn't have any bones, so it goes left and right and up and down. But our tongue can sometimes slap someone so hard just by our words, which are so harsh. What I would say is, let's do one thing. Let's all try, only for 5 days, for the beginning. Let's try that for 5 days, we will not say any bad words. There's a way how you can explain to people, even when you're angry, even when you want someone to move or to do some work. There's a way how to express your feelings. Not by swearing, not by the bad words, not by the harsh words which can really hurt someone's feelings or which can really hurt someone. So first one, be happy and satisfied and content with as much as you have and what is necessary. Second, be sure or make sure what words are coming out of your mouth. And third is our mind, our state of mind. Ashtavakra Gita is for those who have started their path or journey towards spirituality, towards enlightenment. It's for the people who do, at least, it doesn't matter, I'm not saying do meditation for 5-6 hours a day. No, few minutes. Do your japa, do your sadhana, do your meditation for at least few minutes in a day. And that is the first step which you can take by the grace of Guru. We all need a Guru in our life, and by the grace of Guru, he gives us the Guru mantra, he gives us the sadhana which we should follow. And that's the first step which we can take towards enlightenment. We, in our day-to-day life, we feel even the things which we don't really like let's say, if you have the option to do your laundry or to do meditation, a person who chooses to do their laundry, even if they don't like it, they'll say, in meditation I'm sitting, I'm very straight, but even in my head is not peaceful. There are all the time some thoughts going in my head. I would rather do my laundry, I'll be done with something. If you have the option to do your meditation or to go to school, a child would rather go to school than rather just sit. So we need to find time, and we need to see what's our priorities in our life. What are the main things which we want from our life? And if we are focusing towards spirituality, if we are focusing towards self-realization, towards enlightenment, by the grace of Guru, with the guidance of Guru, then we should follow these 3 steps in our lives, and then only are you eligible to start reading the Ashtavakra Gita. Otherwise it is said, if you don't follow these 3 paths, you should not even go around near Ashtavakra Gita. Otherwise it can turn around and be very harmful for you. So we should find the time in our lives, in our day-to-day lives, for meditation, for japa, for malas, for satsangs. We all have time. We all have time in our life. We all make time in our life. Let's say I go out to Jaipur or to some city, and my friends say, let's go to watch some film. But my priorities are set. Even if I am free, even if I have some other work, even if I have time, I will tell them, sorry, I don't have time. It's not about time, it's about what is your mindset. For me, my priorities is to do seva, to do good for the community, to do my personal sadhana, to focus on my personal growth into spirituality, to listen to Gurudev, to do his Guru Vakya, to listen to satsangs. So you have to set your priorities in your head. We all can make time, we all have time for something which we want to do. For some people, their priority is to go for parties, go out with their friends. For some, it's to stay home and to do social service. So it's not about having time or not having time, it's about your mindset, how your mindset is and how you think. So we all need to focus towards, at least to start the journey towards enlightenment, towards spirituality, towards satsangs, not pusa, satsang. And then we can become someone like Janaka. Janaka was not a saint, he was not a sadhu, he was a grasti, he was living a normal life. But he was so spiritual that he was the person who gained self-realization. With this, I'll conclude my speech today. Have a wonderful day or evening. Much love. Swasti prajabhyam paripalayam nyayena margena mahimahesha go brahmanebhyo shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guruji Mahadeva ki jai, Devadadev Shri Mahadeva ki jai, Shri Narayana Bhagwan ki jai, Ram Samrat Brahman Swami Sri Madhvan Prajapati Bhagwan ki jai, Vishwa Guru Mahamandaleshwar Paramahansa Swami Maheshwaranand Prajogiraj ki jai. Har Namaha